Good afternoon, students. Now, in today's video, we are going to study the next topic, that is singularity. Singularity. And what is meant by singularity or a singular point? Singular point is a point where the given function is not continuous or not differentiable, both cases, right? Then that particular point is called as a singular point. And basically, there are three different type of singularities called as removable singularity, essential singularity, that means non-removable singularity, and pole of order singularity. What are its different types, how to identify, that we are going to study here. Now basically, to understand these types of singularities, you must know the Lorentz series, right? Lorentz series. And what is the Lorentz series? Lorentz series gives a formula f of z is equals to summation z is equals to 0 to infinity an into z minus a raised to power n plus summation z is equals to 1 to infinity into bn into z minus a raised to power minus n, right? So let us say this is our equation number 1. This is very important because based on this Lorentz series only, you are going to identify the kind of a singularity, right? So this Lorentz series expansion contains the two terms. This is the first term where this z minus a raised to power n is at the numerator, and in the second term z minus a raised to power minus n is at the denominator. Raised to power minus n, that means it is at the denominator, right? So wherever you find z minus something at the denominator, that is this kind of term, right? So out of these two terms, this first term is called as analytic part. This is analytic part, whereas this second term is called as a principal part. This is a principal part of the series. Got it? Now, depending upon the principal part is present in the given example, it is absent, or present and finite terms, present and infinite number of terms, the singularities are categorized into its three different types, right? So let's go first for the first kind of a singularity, and before that I can rewrite the above series once more so that I will explain you the pole of order. Pole of order we have already studied in the last video, but still I will rewrite it again. So summation z is equals to 0 to infinity an into z minus a raised to power n. This is analytic part, and I will use a short form AP, that means analytic part, plus summation z is equals to 1 to infinity bn, and I will write these terms rather than writing only a single term. I will write here 2-3 more terms, and I will write the second term into a bracket, right? So let me rewrite this second term again. Got it? So plus into bracket I will write. Now let me use the values of n equals to 1 to 3. That value varies from 1 to infinity, but let us write only for first 3-4 terms. So b1 into z minus a raised to power minus 1. So b1 divided by z minus a plus what will be the second term, b2 divided by z minus a raised to power 2 plus b3 divided by z minus a raised to power 3 plus, in this case you will be having infinite number of terms. So terms are non-terminatory. There are infinite number of terms, right? Now this denominator z is equals to z minus a raised to power 1, right? So how to find out the pole? The pole of this term is equal to z is equals to a. By equating denominator equals to 0, you will get the poles. So z is equals to 1 is a pole. And what is its order? 1, right? So this is called as pole of order 1. Pole of order 1. Got it? Similarly, this denominator, second term, has a pole of order 2 at z is equals to a, and hence it is called as pole of order 2. And this third term is having its order 3, therefore it is called as pole of order 3, right? So hope you have understood the meaning of pole of order 1, pole of order 2, pole of order 3, right? Non-terminatory terms, principal part and analytic part. So these are very important factors in the Lorentz series, and based on this only we are going to categorize the type of singularities. Now let's move for the first kind of a singularity. Let me wrap out this because I don't need this. And now let's move for the first kind of singularity. It's called as removable singularity. The singularity is said to be a removable singularity if the principal part in the Lorentz series is absent or no principal part is exist. Then this kind of singularity is called as a removable singularity, right? So first singularity, a removable singularity, right? So what is removable singularity? If the principal part in the Lorentz series is absent, that means denominators z terms absent in the given example, then that kind of singularity is called as a removable kind of singularity, right? So I will write in a short, if principal part pp, that means principal part is absent, then the given kind of singularity is called as removable singularity. And its example is sin z by z. So example is sin z by z is its example. Now how to identify? You have to write sin z with its series. That means you have to expand the sin z. And what is the sin z series? Sin z is equals to sin x is equals to, sin is an odd function. You must know these all expansions. E raised to x is equals to 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus dot dot dot. You might be knowing this. And sin z is a odd function, or sin x you can say. Z or x you can use any variable. Sin z, sin is a odd function, and hence it starts with its power 1 and alternate plus minus signs. So first term will be z raised to power 1 minus z cube by 3 factorial plus z raised to 5 by 5 factorial minus z raised to 7 by 7 factorial plus dot 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 in this way, right? The easy way to remember this is it's an odd function, and being an odd function it starts with raised to power or alternate plus minus sign. Similarly, cos z is an even function, and hence it starts with powers even, alternate plus minus sign, same thing. So z raised to 0 is 1, z raised to 0, 0 is a even power. So first term you will get 1 minus z square by 2 factorial plus z raised to power 4 by 4 factorial minus z raised to power 6 by 6 factorial plus dot dot dot, right? And here you need this sine series. So sine z, I will write this 1 upon z outside the bracket. So 1 upon z, and inside the bracket you will get z minus z cube by 3 factorial plus z raised to power 5 by 5 factorial minus z raised to power 7 by 7 factorial plus dot dot dot, infinite number of terms, right? And if you multiply by z inside the bracket, you will get 1 minus, and this will be z square by 3 factorial plus z raised to power 4 by 5 factorial minus z raised to 6 by 7 factorial plus dot 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 dot. So what is this? Now you can compare this series with the Laurent series expansion, right? Now this equation contains, so let me say this as f of z. This is a principal part because all terms, if you observe carefully, there is no z exist at the denominator, right? So this is the analytic part, not the principal part, right? What is the series? F of z is equals to summation z is equals to z to infinity, z is equal to 0 to infinity, an into z minus a raised to power n. Z's are exist at the numerator only, not at the denominator, right? So I can say no principal part present, right? That means principal part is absent, and being the principal part is absent, this kind of singularity is called as a removable singularity. This is a removable singularity. So hope you have understood the first kind of singularity, that is removable singularity. Let us go for the second type, that is essential singularity. Remember this series because we need this kind of a series for next examples. So next topic, kind of a singularity is a removable singularity. Essential singularity. Essential singularity. The second kind of a singularity is essential singularity. Essential singularity. This essential singularity is also called as non-removable singularity. Non-removable singularity. And what is the essential singularity? Essential singularity is a singularity if the principal part is present but having infinite number of terms. Or terms are non-terminatory. Right? So the principal parts are infinite non-terminatory. This kind of singularity is called as the essential kind of a singularity, right? And let us go for its example. The example of this kind of singularity is e raised to 1 by z, e raised to 1 by z. Now e raised to 1 by z, just now we have written the expansion, e raised to x is equals to 1 plus x square by 2 factorial, no? X square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus dot dot dot. So non-terminatory, right? Now just by expansion you will come to know at the denominator you are having the terms, that is principal part is present. What is the principal part? Principal part is a part where the z is present at the denominator and z are exist at the denominator. There is only single term where z does not exist. So this first term is a analytic part, rest of the terms are principal part, and in all principal part, in all terms z are exist at the denominator and the terms are non-terminatory, and therefore this kind of singularity is called as essential singularity. So I can rewrite this again, e raised to 1 by z is equals to 1 plus 1 upon z as it is plus 1 upon z square 2 factorial plus 1 upon z cube into 3 factorial. You can simplify this 1 2 factorial sorry, and 3 factorial. So this will give you 1 plus 1 upon z plus 1 upon z square into 2 factorial. 2 factorial, that means 2 into 1. So 2z square plus 1 upon z cube into 3 factorial. 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1. So 6. So 6 z cube plus dot dot dot. So ultimately I can say principal part is present and non-terminatory, and therefore this kind of singularity is an essential singularity. So hope you understood this kind of singularity also. Now let us move for the third type, and the third type is called as pole of order. Pole of order. Pole of order. So the third kind of singularity is pole of order. What is a pole of order? A singularity is said to be a pole of order n, 1, 2, 3, whatever, if and only if principal part is a present, but the terms are not infinite, but having a finite terms, but the finite terms, that means a terminatory. The terms are terminatory, right? So this kind of singularity is called the pole of order, and let us see the example. The example of the pole of order is f of z is equal to z square upon z minus 1, z square upon z minus 1 into z minus 2 bracket square. Let me check it. Z minus 2 bracket square. So this kind of singularity, this is a function f of z. F of z is equals to this, right? So this is called as a pole of order. Let us solve this and find out whether it is having a principal part and it is a finite number of terms or not. So first find out the poles. So if you solve this, you will get this is equals to z square upon z minus 1 and it's a square. That means poles are at z is equals to 1, and what are the other poles? Other poles are at z is equals to 2, plus 2 and plus 2. So there are total 3 poles, 1, 2 and 2, and pole of order is 2. Got it? So this kind of singularity is called as pole of order singularity, right? Because the principal part is a present, z is exists at the denominator and no infinite number of terms are there. These are finite number of terms, no infinite number of terms, right? So I can say thus, in this kind of example, principal part is a present, and terms are finite, and therefore this kind of singularity is called as pole of order singularity, right? So hope all the 3 kind of singularities you have understood it, and now let us solve 1 or 2 problems, and rest of the problems will be for you as a homework, right? So let us go for the problem. The first problem is z minus sin z by z square. F of z is equals to z minus sin z by z square. Let me check. Yes. So find out the kind of a singularity. So this example I can write in this way: z by z square is 1 by z minus sin z by z square, right? Is this okay? So this will give me 1 upon z minus sin z is what? 1 upon z square. I will write outside the bracket, and sin z can be expanded being an odd function. So odd function, its powers are always odd with alternate plus minus sign. So the first term is z minus z cube by 3 factorial plus z raised to 5 by 5 factorial minus dot dot dot. So this gives us 1 upon z minus. Now if you multiply by this z, you will get some terms. So inside the bracket, the first term will give you 1 by z, because 1 z gets cancelled, you will be left with one term. This negative term will give you a positive, let it be, negative term is as it is outside. So minus time z upon 3z plus z raised to power 5 by z square. So z raised to power 3 by 5 factorial. So you will get in this kind of terms, right? Now 1 upon z and minus 1 by z will get cancelled to each other, and you will get minus time z upon 3 factorial. Minus minus will be plus, and this will be minus z cube upon 5 factorial and plus the next terms are in this way. So what is this? There is no term at the denominator. This is a non-terminatory because infinite number of terms are there, but this is not the principal part. So it is a analytic part, right? So being an analytic part, we have nothing to do with analytic part. So this implies that principal part is absent, right? And when the principal part is absent, then this kind of singularity is called as a removable singularity, right? So thus I can say this is an example of removable singularity. Very simple example. The next kind of example you can e raised to, let me check the next kind of example, is z e raised to 1 by z square. Z e raised to 1 by z square. I think you can solve this kind of problem. So I'll give you some homework problem. So let me skip this. So homework problems. First one, f of z is equals to z e raised to 1 by z square. Second, f of z is equals to 1 upon cos z minus sin z. Third, sin z by z raised to 4. Sin z by z raised to power 4. These are all simple problems. You just practice at home. Yes. So I think these are the sufficient problems based on the singularity, and next time we'll go for residue theory, right? Residue theorem. This residue theory is very important. And what kind of singularity you will get in this case? E raised to 1 by, I think e raised to 1 by z square we have just solved for essential singularity, right? So this will give you a z into bracket e raised to x is 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial. So non-terminatory, right? And after multiplying by z, we will get z plus 1 by z plus 1 by z square, no? Oh, this is 1 by z only, no? 1 plus x, x is z square. 1 plus x square. X square is z raised to power 4 plus x cube. Here you should get 6, right? And by multiplying z inside the bracket, you will get z here. Here 1 by z plus 1 by z cube into 2 factorial. That means 2z cube, and plus z divided by 3 factorial z raised to 6. So 1 upon z raised to 5, and 3 factorial is a 6. So 1 upon 6 z power 5 plus dot dot dot. So terms are non-terminatory. This is at the numerator, principal part, analytic part. So don't think about this part. So these are all z. The complex number is exists at the denominator, and therefore principal part is present, and this implies that pp is a present and non-terminatory. non-terminatory. Being a non-terminatory infinite number of terms, so this kind of f of z is an example of essential singularity. Similarly, solve the next kind of examples. How to solve this one? Use sine series and cos series and subtract cos minus sine, you will get the answer. Similarly here also. So with this we'll stop here and hope you have understood the kind of singularities here. So all the topics that we have studied till today's video are very necessary to understand the residue theory. So in the next video we'll study the residue theory. Thank you.